Okay, so it is an election year, and so when it's an election year, we have a lot of emphasis on candidates. And as we say in church, we do all we can to be good stewards of the money we get, the money we're given. Our own Hannah Bohm is running for the office of District 59 State Representative. We voted unanimously to give her a significant donation, and because we just felt like it was important for us to pave the way and show our confidence in her, and we are very confident in her. We are beyond excited and proud of Hannah. Hannah and I met at, some of you already know this story, but I'm going to tell it again. We met at a school board meeting back a couple years ago when everybody was going, well, there was a big to-do about book banning. And we were both there to speak to the school board against book banning. I just happened to sit next to her, and I didn't know her at all. But as we had conversations, we realized that we do have a lot in common, even though there are just a few years difference in our ages. Just a few. Okay. She's a smart young woman. She has a strong desire to make a difference in the world, and especially in our state. She decided she wanted to be involved in politics. She started out as a precinct chair, and then she joined our TDW group. She became our vice president, and I was planning on her becoming the president. But guess what? No, she decided to run for state office. So we couldn't tell her, no, that's not a good idea. So she has been an inspiration to all of us. She's changed the average age of our club significantly. So Hannah, we are proud of you, and we want to give you the floor right now. Hannah Bohm!
Thank you so much, Sherry.
You're welcome.
The support I've gotten from TDW and the community that I found with it, it means so much to me. So I just want to say thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And thank you all for coming and letting me speak today. I'm Hannah Bohm. I'm the Democratic candidate for State Representative, House District 59. I am absolutely thrilled to be on the ballot in November, to be the challenger to the woman in the House that is known as the most extremely conservative woman in the House, Shelby Slawson. I think about the policies that she and the extremist legislature have made and how much it just harms Texans. And I'm just really glad that my name is going to be on there to give our district an alternative choice in their representation.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the voice for your values. I'm going to go to Austin, to speak up that the government needs to be accountable to public health, public safety, and our individual liberties. A bit about me, I live in Granbury with my husband, and I take care of my 2 young kids full time. I'm a community activist with a public servant's heart, and I believe in putting compassion above all else. And that means fighting for the rights of everyone. And I earned my bachelor's degree in international politics and criminal justice, and I will fight to put evidence-based policies into action in our legislature.
Yeah.
I'm running for all Texans because the Texas government should be uplifting all of its citizens. And right now, and I think you all in this room would agree with me, that Texas is in a dire situation.
Yes.
And that is attributed to the lack of compassion and the inaction of the conservatives in the legislature.
Yes.
Our schools are being attacked by the voucher program. while they're currently being underfunded and we have a lack of licensed teachers. There is a total abortion ban. And that one I just often have no words for. No exceptions for rape and incest. You have to be dying to get abortion care. And anybody that's been pregnant knows that the mere fact that you are pregnant is a threat to your life. So under that idea, I think everybody deserves the exception to an abortion when they need it. And when they decide that decision with their doctor. The health care in our state. We have the lowest uninsured rate, or the highest uninsured rate in the country, and we are also leading the country in rural hospital closures. The LGBTQ community has been attacked by the legislature. Not all of them, though. And their healthcare decisions, their representations in schools, their participation in the community, that has been taken away from them. So to me, I see all these actions and I say, these are not actions of people who care about public health, about public safety, or individual liberties. So I'm here to be your voice because I know that those things are important to you, and there are people in all this district and all of Texas that's important for them, and I'm standing up for all Texans. And what that means to me is supporting public education. No public funds should be going to private schools. Absolutely no vouchers. And we need to teach the truth of the world to our students. We cannot censor the curriculum just to appease ideologies of select religions or political ideologies. Now, we're in a pretty amazingly unique situation in Hood County where our latest school board election, we had 2 seats up for election. And of course, there was the Hood County Republican endorsed candidates that are book banners and that, of course, spouted about CRT and DEI. And guess what? Both of those Republican candidates, extremist candidates, lost their seats. Our community has seen the division that is happening between conservatives and extremist conservatives that have the goal of ruining our schools from the inside. And we were able to put pro-public education trustees into office, and we, as Democrats, we're happy to have the Republicans come work with us to get that done. Texas schools, the funding is in the bottom 10 states of the country, and each student receives $4,000 less in a school year than the average student in the country. Not the highest of the students, the average. We need to fully fund our schools, and that means bringing in quality teachers, paying them appropriately, so that we can give our students what they need to succeed. Now, I stand against the Republicans that are dismantling our public schools. It's no secret that reproductive rights are under attack in Texas. For all Texans, we must restore the rights to women and people to control their bodies, their futures, and their health care. They must be making these decisions. We've seen so many instances in the news, women having miscarriages in ER bathrooms because they're being turned away from receiving any care while they're pregnant. Doctors are fearing treating their patients They're leaving the states, their livelihood are at risk. And when you take away this kind of choice for a patient to decide with their doctor what is best for their body and their lives, that restricts access to everybody. And in a rural district where access is already difficult, that is especially hard for the people in District 59. So we need to protect our women and our doctors by repealing the total abortion ban and safeguarding contraceptives and IVF now.
Yeah.
As I've said about the healthcare system, we have an opportunity to accept the Medicaid expansion into Texas. And that will do so much for Texans, and it needs to happen now because that will raise the uninsured rate, which in the rural counties, it's obviously more and unemployment is more. Will bring in money to hospitals because of that, because they can actually go to a hospital because they have insurance. And therefore, hospitals are getting more funding and they're able to hire adequate staff because this is a huge issue all throughout Texas and all throughout the rural areas. So we need to put our citizens' health first and continue to fund our hospitals for everybody's health. A big thing for me is the fight for equality for all Texans, because the LGBTQ community must have our respect and equal access to protections and rights under the law.
Yeah.
Parents can't get with their doctors and decide what's best for their trans kids' health care. School materials are being taken out of schools that represents the LGBTQ community, and there is a crisis with suicide for LGBTQ youth. And it is known that having the kind of representation and feeling accepted will help them. No matter a kid's gender, they need to be able to have access and participation in sports, and adults need to be able to go through the world dressed as they please and performing as they please. We need to embrace love and acceptance and erase hate and bigotry. All right, you can clap now. I might have a couple more minutes though. 2 things about me. I care very deeply about others. My parents brought me up with their Christian values that everybody is deserving of love and acceptance, no matter what. And I think I was a 3rd grader, I was invited to a birthday party from a girl, and I didn't want to go. I told my mom, I don't want to go to her birthday. My mom said, well, you're going, and she took me there. I ended up being the only girl to show up to this girl's birthday party. And that story and that thought just always sticks with me. I think about how she felt loved and accepted. And that value is something that has stuck with me and that I just carry in my heart at all times. Everybody, no matter the color of their skin, their gender, their disability, everybody is deserving of love and respect. The other thing about me is I'm not afraid to go against the grain. I don't know if you've noticed at all, maybe. I grew up listening to rock and roll with my dad, the Beatles, the Clash, the Grateful Dead. And I just realized that it's okay to be different. And not only that, but it's so important to be your genuine self. Because when you show up as your genuine self, it empowers others to do the same. And I remember driving back from Austin from the Texas Democratic Women Convention in February. I was with Sherry and my treasurer Miriam, and we stopped at Allsup's to grab some burritos, and there was a gal there working at the gas station, and she had a bunch of tattoos on her arm. She said, "Oh my goodness, I love your blue hair." I said, "Thank you so much." have you ever voted for anybody with blue hair? She said, no. I said, well, you can, and I handed her my campaign card.
Yeah.
And she asked me, she said, what can I vote for you for? I said, I can be your next state representative. And she just had a look of awe on her face and smiled and said, I will absolutely vote for you.
Yeah.
I said, thank you, please tell your friends.
Yeah.
And by showing up and having her see somebody like me show up as my genuine self, I know that she felt a sense of belonging, that who she is okay. And not everybody is able to conform to what the norm is. You know, I could have, brown hair, take out my nose ring. I can do all those things, but people can't change the color of their skin. They can't. They are true to themselves, what their gender is. They can't change their disability. So we need to let these people get the message that they matter and they are accepted just who they are. And that's exactly what I aim to do with our district and to get that word out to everybody. And the other thing I aim to do is to stand up against the billionaire-funded, extremist conservative-led legislature and bring compassion for all Texans.
Yes. Yeah.
So I ask you all to please help me get the word out to my district, to our district, to neighboring districts. I have a table in the back there. It's got my new push cards and campaign cards. Please take a couple of those for yourself. Give them to a friend. Give them to a stranger who's got green hair. There's one small enough to put in your wallet, so carry those around with you. And if you can, please volunteer. We can do something as easy, we'll get to those. We'll do something, you could help write postcards. You could block walk. There are so many opportunities. There's a form back there that you can fill out just to get down your name and information so I can keep you in contact, as well as a campaign update list if you'd like to see that.
Yeah.
And of course, having your financial support. $100 can go so far into getting this message out. And for $10 donation, you can get this amazing sign to put in your yard. And of course, please vote for me. Please tell your friends to vote for me. The values I have listed on my push card, when I'm talking about government accountability, public health, public safety, individual liberties, I truly think that that is something everybody can agree upon.
Yeah.
And when they hear that message and see what I'm talking about with my platform, they'll see that they can go across party lines too to make this vote. And I have gotten that promise from people, especially on the voucher issue. So please vote for me and talk to your friends, because I am the alternative choice to the most extremely conservative woman in the Texas House. She has voted for the voucher amendment on the education funding bill. She is co-authored and pushed through both of the abortion bans. She's passed and pushed legislation that is anti-worker rights and anti-LGBTQ legislation. So when I am elected, I will be fighting to go and right these wrongs.
Yay.
Thank you so much.
When she started this process, everybody said, she can't win. Well, guess what? No, we don't believe that. We don't believe that. We're putting our money where our mouth is, and I hope you all will do that too. And just spread the word, like she said, spread the word, that there is an alternative person to vote for. And she's on the ballot. So there you go. Thank you so much, Hannah Bohm. Love you.